Welcome to this web lecture on who transport and who decides. So if we have a transport chain, we can of course use different transport modes and we can outsource in between. And then we have different concepts that tell us how much is being outsourced, on what time horizon, etc. And these concepts we refer to as 1PL, 2PL, 3PL, and 4PL. So let's look into an example. The high-tech company Lithography SE would like to ship goods from their supplier in mainland China to their production facility in the vicinity of Eindhoven. And then they can ask multiple different questions. And we're going to look into the last of these questions. So how should Lithography SE move their shipments, in this case from China to Eindhoven, or to the vicinity of Eindhoven? So if we look at their transport chain, then they can assign transport modes to all of them. So for example, they take a truck from the production facility of their supplier to the harbor, then they go by ship to Rotterdam, and from Rotterdam they take a train to Eindhoven and then a truck again for the last leg. But the question is still, who transports these goods? Who operates this boat? Who operates this truck? Is this all Lithography SE themselves, or do they use a different company? And if the company does everything by themselves, then we refer to this as first-party logistics. So in this case, the company has the production facility, has the final assembly facility, potentially some warehouses in the middle. It has the full oversight, and it also completely owns the fleet. Then the company that handles the entire logistics by themselves is known as first-party logistics. So, of course, this quite often is not very useful because it requires you to have a lot of trucks everywhere. So companies oftentimes then hire on a day-to-day basis trucks. Maybe not all of the trucks, but at least some of the trucks. And then we refer to a second-party logistics business model. So in this case, the company outsources part of their logistics, so for example, individual delivery routes, to a service provider, usually on a rather individual basis. And the company completely plans everything themselves. So they only tell the second-party logistics provider, these are the shipments that you're doing, this is when you're doing them, and we need exactly one truck which is doing this. If they want to give a little bit more away, because logistics for a lot of companies is not as at the core of their operations, then we refer to this as third-party logistics. Then the third-party logistics provider, the logistics service provider, already handles a large part of the logistics chain, but not yet entirely. So the company, in our case Lithography SE, tells their LSP, this is what I would like to have. I would like to ship goods from here to here. The company might then decide, okay, we're using this warehouses, we're transshipping here, we're transshipping there. So they're optimizing over the day-to-day operations, but the longer-term vision, etc., remains with the company that actually has needs the transport, so in our case, Lithography SE. If they also outsource this aspect, then we refer to as fourth-party logistics. So in a fourth-party logistics system, the company outsources both the execution and the planning of logistics to a service provider. And this LSP coordinates subcontractors. So for example, in this case, the red truck is a different company and also the blue train is from a different company. And then they optimize the entire logistics chain. So they might even say, okay, would it not help to send this a little bit earlier? If or after looking at a history of 1 year of shipments, they might also say, don't you think it makes sense to always send this a day earlier, because then these two shipments would fit perfectly together. So this is then what the LSP takes over. So what I would like you to take away from this short web lecture on logistics service providers in multimodal transport is, first of all, what 1PL is, then what 2PL is, what 3PL is, and what 4PL is. Thank you very much.